I'm Swapmei. I have been involved in training since 2010. Actually, my first PACA training I attended was in 2010, and then being approached to be a trainer.
Just to introduce myself, my name is Henry Lim. Starting to involve as a PACA back in G12, that is in 2008. Beside this, I also served in Sarawak state election back in 2016.
My name is Anne. I live in Kuching. From the PACA experience, we cannot be citizens who just become polling and counting agents during election time. Something more needs to be done.
I'm Jen Chow. I've been in Tindak Malaysia starting from 2020. I came back from UK and found that there's a lot of problem in Malaysia, which is election.
So I'm Mary. So I've actually volunteered since 2013 as a PACA, also GE14. In 2021, Kerani Pengundian. In 2022, I was the Ketua Tepat Mengundi.
Involvement with elections began shortly after the G12. Finally, G15 was when I was allowed to be KTM in Tambun of all places.
Polling agent and counting agent in the general election 12 as a PACA in Putatan in Sabah during the elections 13. And then in the general election 14 was in Long Perluan in Sarawak. And for the KTM, we start in Laksamana in Malacca 2023, and then also Tenang in Johor.
Our voter vote very based on the political party. We did not send quality candidates for the voter, causing a lot of problems.
Or still looking at is that to have a fair and just election, the government is elected will ensure equality of races and religion practice in this country.
I actually more hoping that the rakyat, means ourselves, have more knowledge and awareness on how the country runs.
Malaysia will truly become a democratic nation. There is equality for all in terms of opportunities, also in wealth.
I wanted to see a fair election. If it's not now, when? If it's not you, who?
We have actually proposed a program which we call the NERP, which was actually a revamping of many of the acts as well as some parts of the constitution regarding the electoral process.
We will have in the future an SPR is fully, completely independent, free from any executive influence, able to conduct free and fair elections for everyone.
Before G14, we are still sometimes having hard time to find all the election-related materials from SPR's portal. They open it, but it's a bit hard to find. After G14, it's so easy.
There's lack of confidence from the rakyat side in the election process, and post GE14, in the election process itself, there's more confidence.
We are grateful to see the change in government administration. We pray for inequality after GE14. We pray for also another thing is the unity among the rakyat.
We have a lot of huge protests. It's a dream come true in G14 to change government. It's also a nightmare to see how unprepared is our new leaders.
Pre-G14, the riot became fatigued and of the political landscape due to lack of accountability and is overwhelmed with corruption. So post G14, it's like a new breath of life. So party and politics have actually matured in this journey, and they are more responsible for their existing and doing.
We have come a long way trying to get citizens, normal citizens, to be involved as polling counting agents. I think after GE14, which was called by the PM, they formed this Institutional Reform Committee to give important inputs on how elections and institutions can be reformed.
Post G14, the entire election commission resigned, the new election commission allowed us to help them. We could see that the new commission was actually trying to improve the elections process.
Petugas or PACA function as a scrutiny in the saluran. It is very important where this is an opportunity for us to get close and personal, especially in the saluran, especially when we are serving there, we can provide a check and balance, upholding the clean election policy.
Prior to GE14, there was some hanky-panky going on in the polling stations. The presence of PACA was critically important. Assemblyman in Malacca at that time thanked me for training his people. He said if they hadn't attended my training, they would have lost the election.
Get to be part of the process of ensuring clean and fair elections by being a watchdog rather than just being a spectator or an audience, or as they say, just a critic and not lifting a finger.
Yeah, we were really feel that we really build up a lot of communities and sharing the knowledge. This is really a very good base that have been built for voter education, because the awareness, the how-to, and most importantly, the voters' right.
But actually, PACA duty, we should have concentrate on the station, our own station, all the votes. It should be cast in the right way and counted fairly.
I mean, we hope to ensure a fairness in the elections, reduce of suspicions, practice, also bring up the confidence of the voters, not to be scared about the voting for discriminations or certain suspicious act by the monitoring agent.
We view ourselves to be the eyes and ears for free and fair elections. And then we uphold the law, uphold the election laws in the room, within the saluran itself, and this is for the betterment of the country.
Just play a little part of you as a citizens. It all starts from one person, that is you, and together we can influence more people to join.
Firstly, educate yourself with the election rules, the processes and the laws to be well equipped and prepared for whatever may be thrown at you. Know that you are not alone in this. The Tindak Malaysia team is actually there to support you.
Serving as a PACA or Petugas as a national service. This is something you're doing for your country to make your country better.
We need younger people to come, because old auntie like myself, sometimes we have the heart to do, but we are lack of energy.
To really do, even though sometimes the places that we are being sent, prepare to be sacrificed for the inconvenience.
You also need to run the actual training, but as a PACA, you should be neutral, bring fair election instead of biased result.
It is voluntarism that upholds democracy, upholds free and fair elections, like a national service in a sense.
As long as you are willing to learn and have the commitment, you can make a great impact for our beloved country.
I just want to have a clean elections so that we can enjoy a better Malaysia.
Govern with integrity, transparency, fairness, justice, and righteously. Then the country will progress forward in prosperity.
Because I thought there's errors in our election system and our law is unfair. But after serving in Tindak Malaysia, and our people, Malaysian, is not aware of all this legal who protect the voters, candidates, fairness of the election.
I wanted to be someone whose actions speak louder than words, rather than just complaining but not doing anything about it. That's why I actually decided to get involved.
There's so many people that talks about all those mega projects in Malaysia, harmful to our environmental. So that started to trigger me that I need to do something.
It was like a bit of an awakening. What's happening in our country as a whole, in the politics of the country. I then became interested in how elections are run and so on. So
we wanted to make change happen, and we were part of the change process.
When you are taking care of a constituency for their parliament seat and 4 Tun seat, really something not easy.
During my first experiences, there's a lot of voters came in with mysterious papers that caused them to vote for certain party.
As one of the PACA, I decided to follow the police vehicle when they brought the ballot box to the lockup.
Thinking of feeling that all Petugas is the enemy and that they are out to cheat. The PACAs are the ones who have to be the sort of like to police them.
Probably the last one who came back to the Bilik Gerakan, because I need to travel like almost 2 hours from right interior in those Felda area.
there was any problems being faced by the PACA, they will call the hotline, and I will be one of the people that will be assisting the hotline.
The local who drive me was in the night with a heavy rain, and then the truck was moving left and right, The next morning when we are going back, I can see the valley is few hundred meter down,
It is intense, a lot of learning. For the first one is because of COVID time. There are a lot of procedures it's under COVID restriction.
It has been quite enlightening, very educational and impactful. And not only for that one saluran that I managed, but my actions and knowledge shared with the other KTMs. They were actually highly valued, and they actually sought me out to ask for advice and assistance.
When you handle the PACA fairly, they are actually very cooperative. There's no need for conflict between the Petugas and the PACA. We can work up a very good working relationship, which I succeeded in doing.
I have my personal police as my bodyguard, because as KTM, you are very important in that duty.
How to say, more into a management system, I can say. That means instead of just as a PACA, we are monitoring, but this one we are actually hands-on into the system.
And that means now I'm the other side to look at the PACA who are actually doing something, scribbling something that we need to stop.
As a PACA at that time, we were like octopus, make our eyes big, our ears have to pull long, ensure no one conduct any election offences. Yeah.
So it is important to know what is the process, what is how the proceeding going through throughout the day, and what is the do and don't.
So what the party people did was, come, I give you a 5 minutes training just before we walked in for our role. How can we perform?
Ketua PACA, you have to take care of every room in your station. So you have to communicate with all the PACAs.
For the Petugas, you have a manual, a book to follow. Don't have to memorize it. Just go page by page, step by step. Go in there, fill up. You can't go wrong.
It was rather scary having to confront them. And that was after I had to rampas some of the papers where serial numbers were actually recorded.
As a PACA, you cannot follow the car too close enough, and then you got lost.
As a PACA, you'll be playing a more direct role. If you have 1 or 2 PACAs, for 1 or 2 candidates, perhaps that's okay. But if you have none at all and no one is bothered, that would be really, really dangerous, because abuse can then happen.
How much changes they can bring with one cast of vote. I think Malaysia can be a different place.
Well, if the people who are able to do it don't do it, then who's going to do it? It's a thing that you got to feel passionate about, because you want the country to be well run. You want the elections to be well run.
It was so surprising. This group of young people, they were like so quiet, and focus. They will not be like, it's okay lah, so late already lah, tomorrow is the election day, chincai lah, as long as I'm there. No, they don't. They really, really make sure they carry out their duty.
To reduce the discriminations, racial or religious, recognize performance by merit through the fair elections, transparent in tenders or in work.
How much impact that we will have, all of us as a collective. So that keeps me going.
Why I serve as a PACA of Petugas, I wanted to see and witness a clean election.
Tindak Malaysia.
Tindak Malaysia.
Tindak Malaysia!
Tindak Malaysia!